Yoda.
Look here. It's been a good night. Other than that, man, nice back and forth match. Nothing too crazy. It was an okay start for the show. The
Yeah,
bigger story was Bryan Danielson coming to the ring and and
yeah,
and, and letting it be known to Moxley, man, that of course people want to see them go one on one, but what people really want to see is them going to is fighting them and them two fighting together. Them two
right.
becoming world champion if one of them want to become world champion. Them two becoming tag team champions and not letting some guy dressed up like a dinosaur be the tag team champions or some millennial cowboy or some dude that only gets famous from vlogs doing video logs and stuff like that is the TNT champion shooting on all three of the young champions of the pillars of this future of this company. And he pretty much laid it on Mox. He told him to think about it, man. It's a lot to contemplate, but think about it. Franchise, what did you think about this? It had to be a bit of something different than what we thought we were going to get when Daniel Bryan said something. But what did you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, so he absolutely hit it right on the head. I did not expect him to come out and want to actually team up with Moxley. I wanted to see them two go at it, but that was a little bit too obvious. But I can't deny, I didn't anticipate uh Bryan Danielson or Jon Moxley, being part of a tag team in AEW. I've
Right.
always seen these two guys as too big to be in the tag team. To kind of go out there and do their own thing and wreak havoc on on the individual titles. Mama Tuco says happy birthday, so I definitely got to make sure you acknowledge your mama.
My definitely acknowledge my mama. Since she brought me these wonderful balloons that's in the show today, I told you I was gonna put them in the show, mama. Thank you, mama. Love you. Uh, but yeah,
But yeah,
man, no, yeah. It definitely was a surprise for Brian Danielson to come out and want Moxley to help take guys under their wing and groom them to be the best professional wrestlers they can be.
and I also like what he said too. Oh man, hey, we got pops in the building. Pops in the building.
What
Acknowledge
up,
him.
pops?
Acknowledge him.
What up,
Hold
pops?
on, Daniel.
Appreciate you, pops.
Daniel
Appreciate you,
Miller.
pops.
Daniel Miller. We got to acknowledge
Daniel,
Danny Boy
what up,
too.
Daniel? The king, the king is never too arrogant for his people. Okay, he is a humble king, man. He is humble by his people and their presence, man. I appreciate and thank all of you.
Hey man, hey, I don't care what we talk about, man. As long as the birthday wishes keep coming in, man, we got to show the king some love. But yeah,
For
man, going
sure.
back to going back to Danielson and Mox, the one thing that Danielson said that was true, he said the people might not like me, but everything I'm saying is true. And even hearing JR on commentary, hearing Excalibur on commentary, they're like, you know what?
Yeah,
I mean, he
yeah,
kind of got a point. I mean, you
yeah.
got a 7-foot dinosaur. You got this young millennial up here who look like older than 13 years old. This is a TNT champion taking selfies, making vlogs. I mean, you got to understand, man, they come from a different era. You got Adam Hangman Page, who's portraying to be this cowboy. And it's like, are you really? So it's kind of one of those things where, you go back to the old days and, you hear the stories of the old locker rooms, right? Of the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, the territories, right? The Crockett promotions, the NWAs, and all that. And then you look
Hmm.
at it now where it went from being dog eat dog to everybody kumbaya. And then you got the guys who are like Mox, like Danielson, who they kind of fit in that millennial category, but they come on the very tail end of like that that hardcore that really got to grind and cut your teeth part of the business as well. So they see it from both
Yeah.
ends because you come in on the tail end of that, paying your dues to now where it's kind of like, all right, you kind of see the culture shift. So that was cool, but too cold. I want to kind of flip it back to you. I know you kind of answered it already, but I want to kind of flip this back on you. What did you
What's
think,
up?
man? Do you think we're going to get a Mox Danielson tag team, or do you think, man, that Mox is going to turn it around and we're going to have a one-on-one, or could a one-on-one eventually turn into a tag team like a Sheamus and the Cesaro once upon a time?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, well, we thought that would happen, but that's not the case. So I could see it building up to a tag team and then branching off after a while, depending on the success of what they do and how far they go. But other than that, I mean, it's something different. So yeah, it's something different. So I can't say I can't say I'm against it. So let's see what it turns out to be.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I mean,
sir.
that's going to be a hell of a combination for people to beat.
Man.